lot of foreigners in Spain find themselves in irregular situations, whether it's because the resident permit expired and they were unable to renew it, or they entered Spain on a tourist visa and didn't leave within 90 days. These foreigners usually ask the same questions. Is it possible to leave Spain in an irregular situation? Can you come back to Spain if you left while you were in an irregular situation? Can you travel within Spain without a valid residence permit? And can you travel around Europe without a valid residence permit as well? My name is Nika and I work in the marketing department of Balsay's group. And in this video, I will be answering all these questions and talking in detail about what you have to keep in mind if you are in an irregular situation in Spain and would like to travel inside of Spain and outside of Spain. For the first question, is it possible to leave Spain while under an illegal status? Are there any penalties? If you are returning to your home country, you will not encounter any penalties if you left under an illegal status. This is a voluntary departure, so you can return to your country freely and the police will not stop you from leaving. Nor will you receive any penalties or fines because you are a national of the country. However, if you are traveling to somewhere other than your home country, whether or not you will be allowed to travel will depend on the destination. This is why you must always check the requirements of the destination. For example, if the place you are traveling to requires a visa, then you will most likely be denied because you are in an illegal status in Spain. Second question, can you return to Spain if you left under an illegal status? In some situations, you could be given an exit stamp, which is solid proof that you have overstayed in Spain. Because of this stamp, it might be difficult to reapply for a visa in the future precisely because authorities already know that you overstayed in the past and you may overstay again. If you belong to a country that does not need a visa to enter Spain, you will most likely be prohibited from re-entering the country because authorities have seen the stamp and know that you are in an irregular situation. So if you are currently in the application process of IRREGO, it would be better if you stayed in Spain and did not travel out of the country because you would have to technically reapply for a visa in your home country. And if you have an expulsion order or are prohibited from entering Spain, then it will be impossible to get a visa or residence permit. And before I cover the next question, I just want to remind you to subscribe to our channel, which has all the information you need on immigration law and will keep you updated on any changes and any news. Stay up to date so that you don't miss anything in case you're moving to Spain or have plans to move to Spain in the future. The third question is, can you travel within Spain without a valid residence permit? So the law actually states that you cannot travel within Spain without a valid residence permit. However, this still happens quite a lot because there is no border control within the country. So it is quite possible to move around by bus, by plane, by car without encountering any problems. However, if the police stop you and you cannot demonstrate valid documents, this may be one reason for an expulsion order or a sanction. Our recommendation if you are in an irregular situation in Spain is to minimize your movement as much as possible and of course try to get residency in the country. And for the final question, can you travel around Europe without a valid permit in Spain? As you may already know, Spain is part of the Schengen zone, which means that you can travel freely within countries that are part of the Schengen zone. That is to say, for example, when you're traveling from Spain to France, there's no border control. In fact, when you are applying for a tourist visa to enter Spain, this visa will allow you to travel throughout the Schengen zone freely. So what this means that even if you are in an irregular situation in Spain, you can travel around the Schengen zone because you most likely will not encounter any border control. You most likely will not be asked to show any document that states residency in Spain. But of course, you still must be very careful with this because like Spain, there can be random checks with police and maybe they will ask for documentation at the airport. And also, each country has different immigration laws, so it is possible for a country other than Spain to issue an expulsion order. Therefore, our recommendation is that you just don't travel outside of Spain while you are in an irregular situation to avoid any risks and complications. To summarize everything, yes, you can leave Spain while you are in an irregular situation if you are returning to your home country. You will not receive any fines or penalties at all. However, if you left the country while you were in an irregular situation and try to return or try to reapply for a visa from your home country, this is where you may experience some difficulties as authorities are already aware that you have overstayed in Spain previously. Lastly, it is possible to travel within Spain and around Europe without a valid residence permit. However, we always remind you to be careful because there are still risks. And at the end of the day, if you are in the process of applying for Arrigo or just would like to avoid any complications, the best option would just be to stay in Spain. Okay, that's it. As always, if you have any questions or any doubts, feel free to send us an email at info@immigrationspain.es, where we would be more than happy to answer your questions. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe at our channel and stay up to date on everything.